Hello, streamers. We hope you enjoyed that first session today. Wasn't it amazing? I just love the beginning of these events. So we have a nice surprise for you right now. We have the lovely Suzana Mihajlovic here, joining us all the way from Melbourne, Australia, and you're just going to love her accent.
It's a lot of pressure for her to talk like that, isn't it? Well, listen, we just started the day. We're at the Science of Getting Rich here, and I want to just talk about this notion of that there is a science of getting rich. A lot of people wouldn't believe that. But you're starting to discover that it is really a lot about how you think about money. What have you learned about thinking about money?
Absolutely. So I've learned a lot about thinking about money. So we have all the tools for success within us. That's what the biggest thing that I've learned. And it's our attitude, it's our perception, it's our thoughts about money that will either attract it or deter it to us. I've also learnt, that we all have infinite potential, and by connecting to spirit, as Bob has been, teaching us about, and will continue to teach in the next, day or so in this seminar, there are universal laws that actually apply to achieving anything you want in life, and one of those is money.
So you said we all have infinite potential. We always tend to do that and say we. Everybody else, but you have infinite potential.
Absolutely.
So you discovered that.
Absolutely. That's
Good
what
point.
I discovered. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what did you discover?
That I have infinite potential, and with that potential, I could use it to have a lot more money in my life.
Now, we were talking, and so you got into a business, and like you were having to borrow. I think you said you were taking money off your mortgage just to survive and get through. And then, so what shifted in your thinking that caused you to start earning money?
So I think it was about, I've always been reasonably comfortable, but never had money, if that made sense. But had a well-paying job, but it would just go, and it was never enough. And started a business and didn't really understand the concepts and mindsets of business and attracting wealth to you. Wealth is a mindset. And I guess, so when I started my business, I was redrawing. I was redrawing quite a bit to the point where I was uncomfortable. But there was a point in time where I had to make a decision to go overseas to get some further training for my business. And I looked at my account, and I had redrawn quite a bit. I wasn't, there was still money in there, but I looked at my partner and said, I don't think it's responsible for me to be redrawing anymore. And it showed how much, because he studies, he hears me study. He's always listening to the material whilst I'm listening to the material and reading books like The Science of Getting Rich and Bob Proctor's materials. He turned around and said, I don't think you can afford not to go.
Wow.
So it was
That's a good response.
That real point there that really taught me about really putting into practice what I'm learning, making a firm decision that, I will use my potential to make this happen, but also to show that I am really serious about this. And unless you're serious, unless you're taking action, unless you've made a firm decision, the universe is not going to bring it to you, So
I love what you said about your partner. What I always say to people is that if you don't have money, it's because you don't understand money. It's got nothing to do with you or your potential or the kind of work you do or anything like that. And so your partner says, no, you need to go. And so you went. And so it oftentimes takes somebody else to see in us what we're capable of. And really, that's what you got to focus on. You got to focus on what you're capable of doing and what you want to do. Now, there's certain rules of the game you're going to have to follow, and that's what Bob's covering in this seminar. So I think you started to do that. You started to follow the rules. But I think your partner going to go. Like, what did that do for you? Something happened. There was a shift in that.
There was a massive shift in that because so I had gone, and it was I was so uncomfortable, making that decision. But it showed me that I was serious and this has to work for me. But also what I learnt was that So I had been studying this material, and it must have gone into my subconscious, because there was a point where, money is not, where I learnt that, my business wasn't about me necessarily attracting and having the money. That will come when I provide a greater service, and when I connect to people and do one of the things that I was born to do, and that is to connect to people's souls and help them achieve whatever it is that they want. And that's when the money started to flood in.
Yeah, so that's the law. That's the law of cause and effect.
I've often heard Bob say as well, money goes where it's welcome.
Yeah, I was gonna
money
say
goes where it's welcome. And if you're in a lack mindset or a scarcity mindset, you're not welcoming money into your life. You have to get yourself to a place where you're living as if.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for me, because I had been studying Bob's material for a while, and what I really started to, I always understood it and I thought I knew it, but I guess what I became really aware of and understood it at a really core, deep level was that, if I have infinite potential and spirit lives within me, then I am money. Then I am wealthy, regardless of how much money there is.
And money is just energy.
Exactly, it's just energy, and by feeling that energy. So once I took that trip, it felt like it was that one last test that I needed to have for the flow to come, the more I tapped into my spirit, you can't not feel wealthy if you are connecting to your own potential, if you are connecting to who you truly are. And who you truly are is beyond any physical wealth that you can have. And ironically, that's when it just starts to come in.
I wish people really got that last part. Over the course of the weekend, Bob's going to talk to you about all kinds of rules and laws and how this works. There is really a science. You may not understand it. As Suzanne's talking and I'm listening, I get what she's saying because I've developed the awareness, and I hope you will really make your mind up that you're going to shift your mindset around money and earning it and the right to have it. And there's rules of the game you got to follow, and Bob's going to take you through that this weekend. So really pay close attention and give yourself the same opportunity Suzanne gave herself to have a good life. And anyway, we got to go to break, but it was really great talking to you.
Oh, I want to say one more thing. I heard someone say today, who are we to play small?
Right.
Who are we to play small?
That's right.
What kind of service can we give if we are choosing to play small? We're not helping anybody when we
Stop
make
playing
that choice.
small.
Yeah. But
Absolutely.
Susanna, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And everyone, have a great break, and we will resume shortly.